It's
There
Paul
will be
Grossman.
a little
And there you
delay.
go. There's Sanjay. Hey, Sanjay.
Hey, Paul, welcome.
Hey, Sanjay, you reached out to me and you were asking me if maybe we could do like a live session and talk a little bit about Selectors Hub. And I just wanted to start off by saying, a lot of people out there saying, there's, you need to be able to write a locator when you're doing a technical screen for test automation job. So if I'm looking to hire a new stat, one of the things I'll say is, can you write an XPath? Can you write a CSS locator? There are some people there who say, you don't want to use tools because that's cheating and stuff. I don't see it that way. It's Selectors Hub is like a jackhammer breaking up cement. You got out
Yep.
there, get out there with a little tiny hammer. It's going to take you forever. And it also teaches you ways to write your selectors and locators very easily. So when I do technical screens, I actually ask people, what tool do you know? And if they don't know one, then I introduce them to Selectors Hub, and it's a great little thing out there. And today we're going to spend about 45 minutes, me and Sanjay. I'm going to show him what I know on what's cool. He's going to teach me some of the cool secret tricks of what you may not know that Selectors Hub can do. So Sanjay, I'm going to turn on my share my screen over here,
Sure.
and
Yep.
I'll do this. I will share my screen and we'll share this. And I'm going to go over just to double check, make sure. Sanjay, are you able to see my screen up here? Am I sharing? Is it good?
It's not yet shared.
Not yet shared. Let me try it again. Hang on.
Yep.
All right. All right. Let's
Yeah,
try
there
it
you go.
one more time. How about now?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Yep. We can
All
see it
right.
now.
So one of the things I'd like, if you're brand new to Selectors Hub, the first thing you need to know is, well, where is it? It's actually an extension that you go and plug into your browser. First thing I want to tell you is that it is completely safe. It is actually just looking at the locators and your elements to do interaction. So there shouldn't be any problem there. I do like to tell you something. If you're in an automation engineering field and you have a client, they say, "Hey, you can't do any add-ons," you might consider walking to another client. I don't like working on a project with one or two or three hands tied behind my back. So the first thing I ask people is, I say, I need to have this Selectors Hub locator tool installed. And we've got it up there. You can see that's the little icon over there. This is what it kind of looks like. But this isn't really the main the main screen. It just talks a little bit about it. The way we're
Yep.
going to get to it is I'm going to go and right click on one of my elements over here. And we can see, first of all, Selectors Hub does have little shortcuts over here saying, hey, I just want to go and get my elements, my XPath, cssSelector, maybe JSPath. Even supports testRigor, so you can pull that, and a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on there. But what I want to do is I'm going to go and do inspect and show you where it's located over here. A little trick, by default, usually this little window over here when we do inspect ends up on your right-hand side. But if you go over to your dock side and switch it down to the bottom, it's actually visibly a better way to look at your screens over there. Now, this should be pretty common. Most people out there, when we're working in automation, we're trying to figure out, okay, what is this particular element? I might hit Control F, and now I'm going to go down to my fine string selector XPath over there, and then try to take a stab at trying to figure out if this is an let's see, a locator. I've got all my locators out there, but this is highly inefficient because, you might sit there and try to figure out how to do contains, and maybe I haven't quite done it right. That's really that can be a real struggle. So let's switch over to Selectors Hub over here. If you're looking for it, it might be a little hidden because it's always listed as the last item over here. So I'm going to hit this double arrow on the right hand side, and way over
Yep.
there is our Selectors Hub. I'm going to hit that, and boom, this is our Selectors Hub interface over there. And let's say I want to get a locator for my self-selected credit score over here. The easy way to do that is I'm going to right click on this and do inspect like we just did, except now Selectors Hub gets all the locators and a whole bunch of different ones that you can use. If you're like a CSS person, well, there you go. There's your CSS selector that you can have. If you're looking for it as a relative XPath, this is great. It doesn't give you that, a lot of people talk about, oh, you have all these big long strings in your XPaths. Selectors Hub can do that. In fact, there's a version of it. But notice Sanjay, what he did is he puts it at the very bottom. These things are pretty much listed in order of usability. So this is your best option going for that CSS. If you like XPath, you can go there. You can do it by index XPath. Me, I'm not a fan. I actually I take a look at square brackets. If there's something in square brackets, 1, 2, 3, it kind of raises a red flag for me on this. And me and Sanjay are going to talk about that a little bit later on, because there are situations where, you've got, let's say, 5 radio buttons, and it's the third one you're trying to go for. So you got 3 square brackets, but there are other ways you can do relative element location in order to make that a lot more secure. And not secure, more standard and not quite as to make sure that if the location of it actually changed, then your number would be off. And there's other better ways to do that. Yeah, he's actually has it in jQuery. If you're using JSPath, you can write it this way. If you're using just an ID, and it also tells you your tag name. So Sanjay gives us a lot of different ways of working with this. One other thing to mention over here on the left-hand side, there's a copy button over there. So you don't have to sit there and go, okay, how do I get this? He actually puts in just a copy button, put this in here, and then whatever application you happen to be working on, if it happens to be working in in Java and you're working in IntelliJ by JetBrains over there, you can just paste that in there, and you're good to go.
Or maybe like you can enlarge that Eclipse ID so that IntelliJ, so that it will be visible.
That is good. That is an excellent idea. It's been a while since I worked on that. Do you have the shortcut, right?
There on the right top corner, that square icon is there beside Gross in the
up here.
Just above. Yep, that's one.
That guy. I mean, we can do that. I think. Okay.
It's better.
So I was thinking about maybe increasing the font size.
Font size, yes, that's there in the settings. So for now, we can continue with this.
Okay, sounds good. It's visible. It's good. All right. So anyway, that's how we can basically we can paste in our locators. So if we have a locator that we need to put in there, I'm like, okay, it's not going to be username. I want to go and put in my self credit score, and then change this to self credit score. That's that's as easy. It can't get any easier than that. It is fantastic when we're working in WebStorm to do that. Now this is JavaScript, obviously. Same thing goes for if you were working in IntelliJ and you had an element over there. Same thing if we had an XPath, we could put in an XPath. Let's go switch back over to our code. Let me go grab the XPath that Sanjay came up with for this one, for this example, and I'm going to go and say, hey, I want my relative XPath. I'm going to go back over to IntelliJ, and here is a line of code that would be a sample XPath, and just basically paste it in there. Let's see. There we go. And now we've got that out there. Going and find our XPath. And of course, we can change these into locators and go and find them. So this is super easy, Sanjay. I can't tell you how easy this is. So I've basically worked all that out there. But I want to learn some other more advanced features with Selectors Hub. So what else can we do that I haven't described here yet that we can do that's people may not know about?
Yes, like lots of good thing can be done. So like you're copying the XPath and selectors from here in SelectorsHub. So suppose you want that complete thing with the command, like if you go back to your editor, so there
Okay.
that the complete command you can generate from here, like this driver.find element by.xpath,
Yep.
driver.by class name. So this complete thing can be just generated from SelectorsHub, and you can directly
You're
paste it in your like editor.
you're
Then
telling me with Selectors Hub, I don't actually have to I don't have to actually copy all this. I can create this whole line out of Selectors Hub. Is that what you're saying?
yes. So
Show me
if
how
you
to do that. Let's do that. Let's show everybody how that works.
yeah, so just click on the command. Are you okay? Already that command is on. So click on
Okay.
this input box. Click on this
Yep.
input box. Enter the driver command.
Okay.
Yep, and select the first one.
The driver find
Yes,
element by path XPath
absolutely,
value. Now I'm
absolutely.
guessing here, Sanjay, XPath value is basically just
The
a placeholder for the XPath. Am I correct?
absolutely.
So
Just
I
select it.
put
Now press
that
enter.
there. Okay.
Press enter.
Oh, press enter. There
Yeah,
we go.
and there you go.
And now I can go and take this,
And
jump
paste it
over to
in
my
your.
code, and just paste it in there. And hey, I don't have to write any of this stuff anymore. I
Yes,
don't have to type driver or find element or that stuff or any of that auto text. It's automatically put in there. That saves me even more time. That is
yeah,
fantastic. And what are we doing this in? This is actually in IntelliJ, but let's say I want to do it in JavaScript. Let's say JavaScript is my thing, my thing of choice here.
yeah.
So if I wanted to do it that way, let's go back over here. And I believe you said we hit the drop down here.
And
And
suppose you wanted to do like if you didn't find like here, I guess what is the command in JavaScript? That's something dollar something.
yeah, let me go back over to
Yeah.
yeah, it's $1. Yes, it's $1 in some cases. I don't have my unfortunately in this case I do
Yes. Yes.
work in WebDriver IO. I don't have WebDriver
Mhm.
IO up at the moment, but in fact we could probably do. I'm sorry, yeah, we actually do have an example here. I've got this this one here where I'm getting a flash, so with
Yep.
the $sign. So let me go back over here, and I believe what you're saying is this is XPath value. So if I paste it, I'm going to do all this, paste this in here, and I'm going to say, I believe
Just
uh,
replace this with
XPath value, right?
absolutely. You got it correct.
Cool. And I hit
And hit
enter on
enter.
this.
Just
Now,
click there in that box once. Yeah.
cool.
And there you go.
And now I've got, well, everything's labeled Flash. Oh, well, yeah, of
So,
course.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so suppose if you want to generate this thing like because if the flash is your name of that key, I mean locator's keyword, the name of that key, so in that case you can replace this flash with selector name. Just type selector,
Okay.
selector
Selector
name,
name, all
and hit
lowercase.
enter.
Okay, I will hit enter on this. This
Yep.
looks cool. All right, now let's see what
Click.
happened when I do
Yeah,
this.
and there you go.
So basically what it did is it went back over here to the element I've got selected, self-selected credit score, and it
So that
basically
we can.
threw it in as the name of the element that I'm probably going to probably need to
Yes.
use.
Yep.
And then since this is an XPath, I'm going to go grab my XPath. I'm going to go back over to IntelliJ.
And you
Actually,
can
I want to
directly
go
paste it.
this one over here and paste that in there. And now look at this. Now I've automatically created this
Yes.
for this element. This is fantastic, Sanjay. You're saving me tons and tons of time. But I tell you what, there is one other thing I want to tell you is that doing this one item at a time seems to be that also could be a little inefficient. Why couldn't I just go and have SelectorsHub just generate all these elements for me and then spit them out in one shot?
Yes, yeah, that's absolutely possible. Like, because see, this page is like so huge that there are millions of elements and millions of XPath for all the elements because lots many elements are there in the DOM. Not every element is visible in the UI, but for each element we can write XPath and selectors. So
That
that's
makes
not,
sense.
yeah,
That makes
that's
sense.
not, yeah, that doesn't make sense to generate all the XPath for all the elements. So that's way we have a way that for whichever element you want to get the selectors, you just inspect those elements in single shot, and you will get everything. So there
Well,
in the selector sub,
cool. Yeah, go ahead.
on the right side, if you see that third icon,
The
there are
third icon,
list of,
this guy
yes,
here.
just above.
This one here. Okay, got
Yes.
it.
Click to
Ah,
generate automation code and multiple selector. Click on this.
okay. It says here, actually, yeah. I've never noticed this before. Click to generate automation code,
Yeah.
multiple selectors. I can do this all in one shot. Okay, I'm going to go click on that.
Click. And
Go ahead.
now just inspect those elements for which you want to generate the
Uh,
JavaScript code.
I want
Just inspect. Like
inspect. Yes,
there is a better way to inspect. Like in DOM, you see, in DevTools, you see on that inspector icon is there on the left side.
on the left. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if you,
take this guy.
yes, inspect any element and it will keep generating.
And that. Am I going to go back in? I got it. Okay. Okay, we'll do that. I think I may have grabbed the wrong one there. Let me see.
Yeah, sometimes
That's
like if icon didn't get clicked, so selectors have for that option as well. Like by mistake, if you inspected any element for which you doesn't want it to generate, or anything wrong happen, you can delete that in selectors. So on the right side,
okay.
there is a delete icon. If you scroll towards right, in the yeah, so
How
you
much
can
of
delete whichever. Let's say first row, you didn't get it right. Let's, for an example, yeah, first one, you can delete that.
cool.
And now if you come towards right side, left side, sorry, you will see
Sure.
everything is, yeah, perfect.
Nice.
So you see all generated.
Yeah. And look at these.
Command.
Let me take a break over here for 1 second. Is that take a look at what Sanjay's got for the selector names. I mean, these are plain English descriptors. It's not something
Yep.
kind of weird out there. He's doing a great job at getting that. This is a select estimated value. I think I hit estimated value twice. Those probably.
Yes, so that you can delete it.
I'm going to ditch one of those. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, Sanjay. How do I export all these things into my code?
So there is a copy of, beside command there is a copy icon, so that can copy all the things, as well as you can export this into XLS file as well.
Okay.
So just above,
this here.
yeah, yes, click on this.
I just click on that. I'm going to go back
to your editor.
Back over to my editor, and we'll go over here and let's see what happens. Holy smokes! Look at that.
Yeah,
that is fantastic. I got everything I need out there. Fantastic. This is great. I love
and
this.
if you want like to export this into XLS, you can click that export icon is there.
Really,
So,
there's this guy here, export into XLS.
Yes.
And then boom, I've got myself a CSV file out there. Let's see, open when done. Let's see if that opens up. And there you go.
Yeah. So this you need to open it in. You open it in Notepad. You can open it in XLS or CSV format. So that way it will properly it will show.
Let me see if I can export that.
No, it is in CSV only. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me go show this in a folder for a second. Let me go and see if I can go open this.
If you have my Microsoft Excel, do you have?
I'm sure I do somewhere. I know I do. It's how long has it been since I've done this? Open with. There's an open.
Open directly. I guess it is opening with Notepad. But anyways, like it used to open in XLS. So yeah.
Okay. Well, give me 1 second here. Let me grab this. Let me grab this. I will go. This is a little bit unplanned here, but I'm sure I've got Excel.
Sure.
Boom.
Yeah, that's there.
I'll go pull that guy up. Let's see if Excel comes up, and hopefully it's all good. And I'm going to go do a new file over here. Actually, I wanted to go open. I want to go open this path, and the path I want to go is browse over here to. We'll put that path in there. Hit enter, and Sanjay's file. Well, let's go listed by date modified. Let's try. Let's try a different one over here. Well, that's 20. Let's try. Where's 2022? I need 2020. Mm-hmm. We need the current year.
It might be on the top.
Yeah.
It's not showing
Um,
CSV file.
oh,
It's showing only for
yes,
XLS
yes,
files.
yes, correct. So let's go
Maybe
look.
like doesn't require to open it. Maybe we can skip this part. So this is exactly the same thing what you see in the selectors hub. So just it will show it in XLS. That's all.
Okay.
So
Well,
whenever you want, basically for reference, you have the option. So generally, like most of the people, what they prefer, they just click on copy all, and everything got copied. You just
yep.
paste it. Doesn't require to have lots of file in your local system.
Exactly, exactly. That makes perfect sense there.
Yeah,
All right, cool. So we've gotten be able to find
lots of
all sorts of
people are
different
waiting
elements.
for like how do you use this in with testRigor? Can you show us
And
that?
yes,
How you,
yes. Actually, I noticed that is that it's supported by testRigor over here.
yes, yep.
And if people don't know what testRigor is, it's basically a program. It's a tool, a cloud-based tool that allows you, if you don't want to learn Java and JavaScript and Ruby and all those programming languages, you can actually do test automation in plain English. You can just say, hey, go click on this button, click on Alaska, and all that stuff over there. I tell you what, for this example, what I want to do is I want to go and grab the item over here on guaranteed rate that says I want to get my selected credit score. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that and go hit inspect, close this out over here. And we do need to, I think it was to get back to this, to our locators. I think I cleared this out if I remember correctly. No, I turn off the what am I turning off? Not the debugger. I got lost here, Sanjay. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get back to seeing my locators?
Just click on that capture icon again. Just
The
click
capture.
on the right side. That red icon is blinking. Click on
Oh,
that
this
back.
guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So whenever you are at any screen of the selectors of whichever icon you have clicked, just click back on that to go back. So it's a very simple flow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
see red and I don't want to touch it. I figure I'm going to break something.
Yep.
So that's me. All right, cool. So I'm going to do this one more. So actually we got it.
Yeah.
I went and hit inspect on this and it gives us our locators. And this is the one over here. This is brand new testRigor path. And look at that. It's just saying basically this is just plain English. Nothing more complex than saying, here, use this. I don't trust that worth a dime. I'm a QA tester. I got to go and see if how that works. So let me go back over here for 1 second here. I'm going to hit my drop down. And I want to say, my score is good. 700 to 793. So I'm going to go say select good from, I wonder, that's a lowercase g. Will it actually work? And then I'm going to go hit paste. I just copied it and pasted it in there. I'm going to hit update and retest. And we're going to watch this and see exactly how that works and see if it's able to pick stuff up. testRigor is pretty cool because you can go and open up and see the actual screen captures that they have over here. And it basically is running a environment in the cloud. So you can actually go and launch, you could run this under Mac, you could run it under Linux, you could run it under Windows. You can run it under the most popular browsers that are supported under those environments. And Chrome, you can even do IE. You can do Internet Explorer if you're still doing that. And I do have one use case for that is that if you use Internet Explorer, the page should say, you need to have a more up-to-date browser, dude.
Really, people using Internet Explorer even these days. Multiple times I have seen that news that it is going to die.
There's still a few. All right, so we got over here and it says basically the description: select Alaska from state and select good from the selected credit score. I go over here and check it out. I use the lowercase g for good, and I didn't even have to put in the parentheses, the 700 to 798. It figured it out. It got it.
Wow,
so
that's great.
It is pretty cool. So I'm actually letting people know that I'm actually doing proof of concept with testRigor currently, and we're not using it to replace any of our automation. We're using it to kind of leverage to get our manual testers halfway to being automation engineers very quickly. And our automation engineers are going to be doing some of the more complex stuff that is, just crazy off the wall stuff.
Right.
Bringing it together, it works really great. Let me see what else we got here. Sanjay, one of the biggest challenges that I've got is in my area is that I'm always trying to find and pick up on a spinner, and I don't always see a spinner. And I think if we go back,
like you open Twitter, I guess there I have seen some spinner. Even in this page also there is one spinner.
Yeah, actually, if I hit the refresh on the Selectors Hub thing, we'll pick up a spinner. There's a spinner right there.
Yeah.
Here, let me quickly go get that. I know how to do this, Sanjay. I just have to go over to sources, and then I go over and I hit this pause button, and then dang, it's gone.
Yeah.
All right, let me try it again. I hit the refresh, and then I go and hit the pause button, and now I can pick up on it. But is there a better way I could do this with Selectors Hub?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, definitely there's a better way. So because not always this the pause button which you just click, you would be able to click on that, because that used to go like really quick.
Yeah.
So if you go to this elements tab,
this elements
or let me give you a better example for
sure.
this one, like this kind of scenario, because here we were able to click on pause button and we were able to stop that thing.
Okay.
Spill loader. Can you open GoIB board? Just new tab.
New tab. You got it.
GoIBIO. GoIBIBO.com. Yeah, hit enter.
Let's try. Oh, come on.
This is the one. This is the correct one. It's not showing. Scroll down.
You know what? I'm let's paste it over here.
Yes.
There we go. All right, come on. Give it to me. There we go.
Yeah. In the form field, you type something in the form.
In the from, I'm going from Chicago. Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Wait now. Now you try to inspect the first element. Yes, Chicago, this drop down element.
Okay, we'll go.
Can you inspect any of the drop down?
I'm trying to hit the inspect on the drop downs.
Yeah.
And well.
Now you try that source thing which you were trying to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I will do that. And then I will go over to sources and I will go over here to pause.
But now you would not be able to make that visible.
Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, this is the worst, man. This is the automation that's nightmare. How do I solve this?
Yeah. So this is something like, yes, always there are ways to even solve this as well, but then you will have to be like JavaScript expert. So not for each and everything we start learning a new technology or new programming language and become expert in that. So here we have the solution in Selectors of any kind of dynamic element, invisible or whatever. Just click on elements. Let's go to Selectors Hub.
Click on
elements tab. Yep.
There we go. Remember, Selectors Hub is sometimes I have a hard time finding it. It's always under elements. And it's hidden over here. So there we go.
So I will tell you, like the reason we have Selectors Hub here, because on the left side, this is the best view which we can have it. Because on the left side, we can see the DOM. On the right side, we can build our own XPath or whatever selectors has been built for that element. And we cannot, we cannot move Selectors Hub like from the last step to left side, like beside styles or computed, because Chrome has its own legacy and they doesn't allow. These are the default tabs of Chrome, so they don't allow you to put that beside them, like before them. Okay, cool. Now, suppose we want to inspect that element which we were not able to inspect generally. So here on the Selectors Hub, you see the fourth icon is debugger icon, fourth one.
Debug, turn on debugger.
Yeah,
click on that.
Now you click on this. Within 5 seconds, you make that element visible. Click on Chicago. Yes. Now you see that. Now you are able to inspect that element.
And we've paused.
It is paused now. You can inspect that. Just inspect. On the inspector, left side inspector is there. You would not
this guy here. This is what we're looking
this guy here.
Okay.
Now inspect. And if you go to elements tab.
Okay, the
Elements tab, left side.
Over here.
And there you in Selectors Hub, you can see the auto-generated XPath and selectors is everything is there. You can see the DOM for that Chicago.
Wow, that is cool. That works. That is fantastic.
Yeah. And
All
now
right.
if you go to that spinner thing, I will show you that spinner as well, how
Okay.
easy it is.
We'll go jump back over to this guy over here.
Yep. Now, yep. So here you see that whenever there is a spinner, so sometimes you would be able to click on that debugger button, but you see that meanwhile, like this spinner is taking some time. Knowingly, I have kept it for a long time.
I understand.
So that like people can do the practice. If you open Twitter, let's open Twitter.
Okay. We'll go to Twitter. Here we go. Going over to Twitter.
Observe these loaders are here and they're gone.
Boom.
Now,
oh yeah, it was there and gone.
So if sometimes you will be having the really fast speed, internet speed, they will not appear even. They will go very fast. Like these two gone from the like right side.
There's no way I would catch that, Sanjay. How do I take care of that?
Yep. So right click, open Selectors Hub. So in this kind of situation, inspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
So in this kind of situation, we are supposed to turn on the debugger immediately. Like in case of don't click there now. So by default, Selectors Hub, if you click on that debugger icon, it will start after 5 seconds. But here in this case, what we need to do, we need to start debugger immediately.
Okay.
So there you see that now you have already you are in the correct screen in Selectors Hub. You clicked on settings icon, click on this. Yep. Here debugger start time in 5 seconds. It is written 5 seconds.
Ah, there it is. Got it.
Yeah. Change it to 0.
All right. We will do that.
And click that setting icon again. Click on settings icon again.
Okay.
Perfect. Now you keep the cursor on the debugger icon, sorry, and refresh the page and immediately click on debugger.
Let's see if I can
refresh page. Click on this debugger. Click. Yep. And there you go.
Wow.
Now all the loader are stopped. You can inspect any of them.
Let me see this guy here. Look at that.
And there you go. And Selectors Hub gives you the right information that this loader is an SVG icon. This doesn't support standard XPath format. So you learn about that, and it gives you the XPath as well, the correct XPath, correct cssSelector, and everything.
Now, something I noticed here is we're actually in this XPath locator. We're actually getting a div off of another div. Let me just copy this and see if
you just click on this. It will copy and paste there in the input box of Selectors.
Okay. Oh yeah, there. Oh wow, look at that. Oh man, and yeah, and one of the great things is, Sanjay, I actually I'm kind of old school. I write my locators by hand a lot, and what I really find great about this is that I can get the locator, a correctly written locator, and then I can go mess with this over here, because I'm pretty sure this the CSS class will probably change at some time in the future. So I might want to say, CSS class equals, or even, class contains, maybe div contains.
Yep.
Look at this. So, Sanjay, this is all in red. What's that telling me?
So red means it is telling you that this is not the correct syntax of XPath. And in fact, like if you because right now this debugger is on here. So if you want to verify your XPath or cssSelector, you will have to resume this debugger. So click on that because right now JavaScript cannot execute. So if you will try to verify, nothing will happen if you will try to do anything, right? So let's resume this.
I did want to point out that it's a lot easier to let Selectors Hub tell you that you've written something incorrectly. I took off the C in contains if I put the C back, rather than trying to, the old school way of saying, okay, let me do Control F, let me type it. Did I get any elements? Did I get any? Why am I getting 0 elements? Am I getting 0 elements because I wrote a lousy XPath, or am I getting 0 elements because it's a good XPath that just nothing matches it?
Yeah, not just highlight the red color, it will also tell you what is wrong in your XPath.
Really? Okay, hold on a second. I'll put that over. It says, so if I highlight this, I think you're basically giving me suggestions.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
First, first of all, you execute that thing debugger. Then only we will be able to verify. Execute the debugger, like paused in debugger. It is written on there on the top.
Okay, pause debuggers on the top. Okay,
Yeah.
hit that
Click
run.
on this
Okay,
blue icon. Oh, yep.
okay,
So now debugger is off. So
okay.
now we would be able to like verify the XPath. So suppose here you want to verify XPath or you want to write any XPath. Uh, now hit enter.
And enter.
1 second. Delete this XPath.
Okay, I will delete that. Here,
Or maybe like inspect any element, any other element
okay,
in the
we'll do that. I can do that. Go inspect that tweet button over
yes.
there. Okay,
And let's say if we just delete this XPath, I will show you like how it will help
sure.
you.
Okay,
Perfect. Now let's say you start typing XPath here. Type
okay.
start.
I'm looking for I'm looking for a link. A link. There we go.
So generally, like you also see one of the feature in SelectorsHub, it start giving you the auto suggest, like
Oh,
in a
oh yeah,
smart
you're
editor.
right. So
So
if I do
you need
A,
not to like copy or type each and everything, but it will give you always the auto suggest with the reference of the currently inspected element.
okay. So if
So
I happen to confuse my regular expressions with my XPath, which I do sometimes,
it
so
will show
that,
zero. So this is a
that's
valid
zero. Okay.
syntax, but zero matching. So now select this one. Select this from the drop down.
So
Okay.
good. I just did 2 slashes. What do you want me to select from the? Tell me what to do here.
Uh, okay, you write your XPath. I will show you.
Okay,
Like, let's say you have written some XPath.
I'll do contains the ID and /e. We'll put that in there. Let's see, what am I missing? Oh, the square bracket over there.
Yeah.
Interesting. If I hit enter,
Before at as well, you have missed. You
look at
see that
this.
it is telling you that open square bracket is missing.
Look at that. Yep. That's
So
something I do all the time. I forget something over there. Good.
yeah,
Good. And
yeah.
look at okay, square
Now and then
contain.
here is
Oh,
if you hit enter, it okay. Now
there we
everything
go.
is correct. So it is zero matching node. It is showing because there is no matching. There is no link in this page with this ID. Now if you let's say you missed somewhere single quote or if you write any wrong spelling, like generally normalize space is there. You remember one function normalize space is there.
Okay.
So
What?
that also it will suggest like if you will type no, wrong spelling of that, if you will try to use the xpath 2.0 function, it will help you with that, that it is not the correct. If any input box will be disabled, it will give you the information for that element as well. If any element inside shadow DOM, iframe, etc., all those information it will give you.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah. What happens with a shadow DOM? What if we're working in there? That's our
Yep.
biggest challenge these days.
Yeah, open this page. Yeah, because you're right. Like these days, lots of companies are introducing shadow DOM in their pages. So that's where it is like coming as a boon. Like if you inspect this enter name, yeah, you are at the right place. You see that SelectorsHub tells you that this is inside shadow DOM. So this is shadow root, which is not a web element which you have right now inspected. Inspect the element in the DOM, not the
Okay. I will go
text.
inspect the enter
Yes,
name
this
over
one.
there. Okay.
You see in SelectorsHub, it gives you the right information.
And it says this is a SelectorsHub. And yeah. So it gives us the correct information for
You
finding
just have
that.
to copy this script, which is there in the box. You see that this
Ah,
element
this
is
down
inside
here.
single shadow DOM. Yeah.
So
You
if I
just
do copy this, let me pull up one of my editors. We'll pull this guy up. Let's just throw it in there just for fun.
and here, like you just have to add the send keys or click whatever method you want. After kiss, the like this is the CSS selector. So in the last line, you just have to add your action command, like whether it is a send keys or click. That's all you have to add.
And that's it.
And there you
Wow,
go. Yeah, that's it.
that's
So it will
easy
click
peasy.
on that element. It will like if you want to use send keys, you can use send keys. So that way it will help you.
And if for people like me or working in WebDriver IO in JavaScript, well, there's your JavaScript right there.
Yeah, this is JavaScript. So earlier, like Selenium was using JavaScript. Now they have the shadow DOM. For shadow DOM, they have the get shadow root method directly, so that also can be used. But anyways, like for the main purpose, the main hassle in case of handling shadow DOM is that getting the selectors of host element as well as the particular element. So both you are getting here,
Okay.
which you can use.
Fantastic. This is there's so much more in Selectors Hub than I ever knew, and this is fantastic. One of the other things I wanted to ask about is how do you go and reference? Let's say I want to find enter password based on like the word password. Let's say I want to do 2 elements. Is that
Yep.
possible?
Yes, that is possible. You can generate the XPath related to other element. Let's say just go on the top, because this password field, I guess the one which you are selected currently, that is inside shadow DOM, so XPath not
Okay.
possible for that.
Okay,
Just go
we'll go to
to
something.
the top somewhere. Yeah, this password field, let's say.
Okay.
So here we suppose we want to write the XPath for password, enter password field with respect to password label.
Yep.
Okay, before that I want to show you one more thing. Like inspect
Sure.
this first enter name on the right
Uh,
side. Inspect first
and
enter name on the right side, this box.
this guy over here,
Yeah,
I will go inspect that guy. What do we get?
you see that SelectorsHub gives you such kind of alert as well, because earlier what used to happen, lots of people used to keep trying to write the automation, keep trying to enter the value inside the input disabled input box, and they used to keep wasting a lot of time, and then they get to know, oh, this element was disabled, we can't enter the value inside this, we will have to make this enable. So SelectorsHub give you such kind of information upfront, so you don't
That
miss anything, you don't waste time to do those kind of stuff by handling such elements.
Yeah, I have to. I actually, as a SDEV, when I write my frameworks, I actually have to do try catches to catch to see if the element isn't enabled, and then I'll either wait or I don't know what else I do. All I do is wait around or see if you can find. Sometimes there's actually quirks inside of our applications. It's like it won't become enabled until you tab off of it and tab back. I mean,
Yep.
okay, you write up a ticket, like okay, but I can code that. Tab off, tab back. Hey, now we're enabled. All right, go ahead, Sanjay. I didn't mean to take you off track.
So suppose we want to, let's say, generate XPath for password field with
Yes,
respect to password label. So what you
yes.
need to do in SelectorsHub, there is an access button.
This guy right here.
Click on this. Now
Okay.
select the first inspect the password, the
Okay.
label with respect to which you want to generate. Yes, inspect this. Now inspect the enter password field.
Inspect the
Enter password field.
that guy.
And there you go. In SelectorsHub, the XPath for password input box is generated with respect to password label.
Look at that. That's fantastic. And I
And you
suppose,
just
yeah, go ahead.
click on that access XPath, or that copy icon here in this one, just
Oh,
above
this
it.
right
Yeah,
here. There's a
yeah,
copy.
and the XPath is copied.
And boom, I've got it. I can go and it's boom, it's in there. Of course, that's not what I wanted to do over there. Cool. Actually, it
So
was
yeah,
my bad. I put it in the wrong field, but I think it's the same thing. There we go.
yes, yeah.
So it's copied right to my clipboard, and I can go and paste that in, and boom, I'm good to go. I've got a relative location. And by the way, normalized space. This is fantastic that you're using
Yes,
this.
yeah. You one good thing. So you
That
see that
yep.
spelling of this normalized space, it is ZE, and many a times people get confused with SE, LISE. So if you right now hit enter,
If I hit enter, okay, I'll hit enter.
yeah, it is showing one element matching. Suppose you, because generally the spelling of normalize is NORMALISE. Some people write SE, some people write ZE. XPath support ZE, but if you make that SE, make that SE, normalize
Like here, is that what we're
Z,
talking?
replace Z with S, replace Z with S.
Oh, this. Gotcha.
Yep.
Sorry, American. It took me a few seconds. I had to go back to my Doctor Who relative, my British show, to realize you were saying Z for Z.
Oh,
We're
Z.
good. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, hit enter.
Okay, I'll hit enter.
You see that?
Yeah.
Invalid XPath, have you used double colon? Okay, so like replace just remove that, like let's say for now double forward slash following, just keep it simple. I
Okay.
just wanted to show this thing. Yeah, remove this one. Now hit enter. So you see that it tells you that wrong spelling, use normalize in place of normalize.
Wow.
So such kind of information it gives you, which makes like minor things, because for sometimes you will take a hell lot of time to understand what is wrong in my XPath. Nobody will like easily figure it out that Z is replaced by S.
That is, I do when I do my own typing. Yes, I have dyslexic fingers, and it gets me all the time. I put the wrong word. But one of the other things I want to go back to is not a lot of people know about, most of us know that you can use text parentheses to match a text value, but normalized space, what that basically means is that if the developers decide that they wanted to put in, let's say, 2 words in here, and I'll go find it. Let's go find this.
Inspect some text.
This guy over here. Actually, I think it's the DOM
Inspect
code.
company. Yeah, inspect some label. Yes.
Yep. And
Correct.
if we're looking for the text, and I'll go. Let's see if I go find that text. It's floating around here somewhere.
I will tell you which element you need to inspect for normalized space. Scroll down a little bit, this submit button. Yes, inspect this TestCase Studio download link.
This guy.
Yes, and
All right,
expand this span.
and we'll go
So
in
here you
there.
see that there is like lots of junk space and other stuff just about
Yep.
this. So yeah,
Yeah, I've seen in sometimes I'm working with an element where the download link actually has a carriage return embedded in it, and it's
yes,
higher or lower, and that just throws everything off. Normalized space fixes all that. Basically, takes all your carriage returns and line feeds and converts them all to spaces and says, "Okay, I'm gonna match for you now."
yep,
So that is fantastic. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We've gone through a lot here. I've learned a ton of stuff, man. Sanjay, I can't really think of anything else. But just as a quick review, we showed you how to where Selectors Hub is located, how you can get it onto the screen, where it's slightly hidden, but you can go find it under Elements
yes.
Selectors Hub.
Yeah, I would
Um,
always recommend people like just before using it, because there are like bunch of features in Selectors Hub. I would
you know,
highly recommend that at least watch the detailed tutorial once to learn all these
absolutely.
features, because they will save a ton of time for you every day.
And I
So
believe,
just watch that detailed tutorial on Selectors Hub YouTube channel.
yep,
It will save plenty of time for you.
I think you've got a link to it. So we also have a
Yes, yes, yeah,
Udemy
yeah,
course. I also highly
yeah.
recommend that. It
Yeah,
is
Udemy course
fantastic.
is there, and tutorial link in the bottom you will find. Yeah, lots of good things
Okay.
are there.
You
And
know,
do not forget to try this testRigor new thing, new
yeah,
tool, manual test
it's
casing.
fantastic. You guys are working together. We got 3 minutes left. I got one last thing to ask you to
Sure.
kind of walk me through again. Is we were recently talking about how you can go get an attribute, and that's a secret. I don't know how you can go grab an element, get the attribute that's inside the element, aside from thinking
Yep,
around here.
absolutely. So let's do one thing. Go back to the home screen of SelectorsHub. You need to click on that access button again in
Okay, I'll
SelectorsHub.
look at that. Okay,
Yeah. So suppose in this page, uh, inspect any element. Let's say inspect this submit button.
okay, we'll go for the submit. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And now suppose we want the type attribute of this element.
Yes.
Input value is equal to submit, type is equal to submit, and you want the type attribute of this element
Yep.
through XPath without writing any automation script and all. So what we can do in Selectors, click on this relative XPath thing on the right side. Click on that XPath.
Click
In
on
select this colorful XPath is there. Double
the
forward slash input at the rate value submit. Click on that.
forward slash
Yes,
values. This
yes, yes.
guy here.
Just below this. Yeah, no, no, just below this. Yep,
This one. Okay.
perfect. So hit enter.
Hit enter. I'll hit enter.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the X path for this element. Okay.
Right.
Now, if you want the type attribute of this element, so what you need to do, write forward slash at the rate attribute name. Type forward slash
Forward slash. Okay.
at the rate
I'm sorry.
at
What,
at at
add. Got.
yeah at type. You select from the drop down.
Oh, look at that right
Yeah.
there. Easy
And
peasy.
you see it in SelectorsHub in the bottom. It is showing you the value of that attribute. Yeah, this is
Right
the value.
there.
And
Wow.
copy icon is there. You can copy that.
And I can copy that if it's something really huge and
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. I will
Any,
one. Yeah, yeah.
any chance
So
I could get the height or the width off of that submit button? Is that possible?
so height. So you will have to write like basically JavaScript. You can also execute the JavaScript here.
I can.
Not directly height that you can get if any element is there which has the height and like width in it in some attribute that you can get it from here.
Let's say I want to do get attribute height. How would I do that?
So for that, like get attribute height. So generally for that, I would recommend that there is a jQuery and better than like height, we as an automation tester, we look for the attribute value, like all the links in a page or all the let's say all the like URLs of in the page, right? So that kind of thing can be done here. Generally, like for styles and like height and width, if that is not there in the DOM, that would not be possible from getting here through
Well, I'm
XPath.
just saying in my framework, I actually have a challenge where I need to be able to identify visible elements. And the I know that everyone's written a whole different ways of doing it. The way I do it is I go and grab my collection of 5 elements, and if any of them come back as saying they have a height or a width of 0, then I don't. I'm like, okay, pass this one because you can't see it. It has no width.
Oh, yes, yes.
That
So
that's
selectors will tell you, or selectors will help you with that those kind of elements as well.
yes.
In this page, just come to the bottom.
Down here
No, in web page.
in the web page down here.
Yep. Scroll the web page.
Scroll the
Web
web
page.
page.
Yes.
The web
Web
page. The
page,
web
not the
page.
DOM. Yes. Come down.
Okay.
Yes. Wait. Just above. Little
Okay.
bit. Yep. Wait. So here you see that Slack icon.
Slack. It's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Inspect this.
Okay.
So now expand. Select this just above this icon. The currently inspected element is I. Just above this, there is a span in the DOM.
This one. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you see that SelectorsHub will let you know that this element is not interactable through Selenium as it is not visible in the UI. So whenever there is an element which has the 0 height and width, SelectorsHub will automatically tell you upfront that
Okay.
this has the it's not visible. It has 0 height and width. So do not try to interact with this element. Try any other element nearby.
Right.
So this solves your problem.
But I'm still wondering if I wanted to pull am I able to pull a CSS attribute of height or width? Is there a way to do that?
So no. So that is CSS, not the
Yes.
attribute. So that comes as a so anything which is part of the HTML file or DOM that can be pulled through XPath through
Okay.
selectors. But if something is part of the CSS file styling, that we will have to write the JavaScript or we will have to write the Selenium or automation script.
Okay.
Not directly through selectors. But there is a way, not the styles, but if you want like some attribute or if you want to do the scrapping of a page, like let's say you want the text of all the links in this page, that you can do like /A and then /text. That way you can get the complete all the text in this page for all the links /
forward slash text
not the backward slash.
They're the same. Okay, same.
And then text. Oh, parentheses.
Parentheses.
Enter.
Hey,
You see?
wow, cool.
Here, if you just turn off SelectorsHub in editor mode, keep SelectorsHub in editor mode. Yeah, turn off this toggle. Now hit enter.
Okay.
You see, this is now you got the complete list of text in this page. What this page has used the text for all the links.
Wow.
So this way you can do the web scraping and copy the content. Like let's say you go to Amazon website, you want to scrap all the products in there. You just write / whatever that selector is for those products, and then text. You will get the product's name.
That is fantastic. That's an extra bonus thing I didn't even know about. So fantastic. Sanjay, I do have to run. I really appreciate your time working with me and sharing all these little secrets. I thought I knew them all, and obviously I've just scratched the surface. So I'm going to be sharing this with my team, and
Definitely, Paul. Yeah.
I
And thank you so
appreciate
much for being my guest and coming here today to
not a
discuss all
problem.
such things. This will definitely help lots of people, community, because yes, I believe like many people are not aware about these secret innovation. So they will help a lot, definitely.
Great. All right, Sanjay, I got to go. Thank you so
Sure,
much.
sure, Paul. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you.
You too.
See you. Have a
See
good
you.
day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.